Stop comparing yourselves to other people. Everybody has his or her own purpose. Stop looking at your friend and being like, oh, they're 18 or they're 25 and they bought their house or they got married or this person graduated. Everybody has his or her own journey. So stop applying pressure on yourself. Stop envying other people. Stop wanting to be like other people. You have your assignment. You are brought into this earth to fulfill a task and follow it. It's good to see other people, to be surrounded by people that are of a certain level you want to be in, but don't try to be like someone else. And here's the thing, we all have different backgrounds. Some people are from struggling homes, some people are from wealthy homes. And so you have to be real with yourself. If you see your friend, they have like, Gucci bags and you're here with, call it spring bags or Shein bags. Honestly, girl, there is really no problem. There is really no problem. Okay. And if you are failing at something right now and your friend is only passing, don't see your failures as an obstacle. Don't see your failures or your losses as anything bad. When you fail, it's actually a good thing. That's what people need to understand. Like before, just last year, okay? Just last year, it's gonna make a year in like December. Just last year, I felt like the biggest failure in my life. I felt like things were just going left and everything. But you need to understand that some failures is what's gonna make you better. And some failures would just redirect you to what you're supposed to do. And it's not a bad thing to fail. Like, obviously it sucks. Like, you put in your all and it didn't turn out how you expected it to be, but take it as a lesson and try to look for where you went wrong and build yourself from it. Don't just like, oh, I failed at this and sit back and just complain and nag about it for the rest of your life. You need to accept situations and move on with it, move on with the lesson. That's what you're supposed to do. Move on with the lesson. Stop complaining. Stop looking back and being like, oh, but if I was there, if I had done this, if I had passed. Stop living in the if I had done this or if this had happened. Live in the present and look at the future. Look at what could be. Think of how your efforts will have an impact on your future. Don't think about the efforts you put in the past and how they could have changed your present. Like, no. And stop, like I said in the beginning, stop comparing yourself. A lot of us, we see our friends, we see how they're doing so well, and we're like, oh, I wish that was me. What am I doing? Listen, I want you guys to take a moment after this video and watch people that are like entrepreneurs. That's what I like watching, people that are business people and how they started their businesses. There is no successful person that is successful without making any mistakes, without having any trials and tribulation. There's no successful person that has never been broke in their life. There's no successful person that has never failed at something in their life. If you expect to have a clean slate, clean resume where you've never ever fumbled, failed at anything, you will never learn. You will literally never learn, and you will never be who you want to be. The reason why people like those big people, I'm not going to name any person, but just imagine those big people in society are who they are today, is because they made mistakes. And what did they do? They learned from the mistakes and they took the lesson and they applied it to the next trial. That's what they did. You don't just sit there and like, oh my goodness, I failed at this, and you cry for the rest of your life and you just like, you give up. You only become an actual failure, a loser, when you fail and you stay down and you don't even want to get back up. That's when you become a loser. That's when you become, like, I would say, a nobody. You're not actually a nobody, but that's when you become a nobody, because you failed at something and then you used it. You didn't use it wisely. You didn't try to see where you went wrong and try to level up from it. Okay. And this thing goes the same for breakups. Okay. Like when someone breaks up with you and, things don't really go well. Obviously, we all have the phase of, oh, you blame yourself. You try to understand the situation. But once you've analyzed what caused it, where you went wrong, don't just cry and just be like, oh, but this. It is very normal to still reminisce of the past, and it's very normal to like be hurt, but take your lesson and apply it to the next. This is what I preach about in all of my videos, is to know your worth. Once you learn what you needed to learn from that situation, you carry it on to the next. You don't just stay there and complain. No, that's how we evolve. We evolve through mistakes. We evolve through breakups. Sometimes people need to realize that when you lose something, you lose someone, you lose a job, whatever you lose, just know there's something better coming in the way. You fail at something, just know if you only just take the lesson from that mistake and bring it on to the next, you will evolve. There's always a glow up after a breakup. There's always, well, it depends on who the person is. There's always a glow up after a breakup, after a loss. Some people lose their jobs today and then find a better job tomorrow, and now they're living life. But if you were just to stay stuck on that job and complain and be like, oh, I lost this job, and now look at what could come next, they would have never been who they are today. So always embrace all of the challenges you will face. There is no person that will come into this world and not have struggles. Stop using your trauma, stop using your pain as an obstacle. Stop using them as an excuse to not be who you are meant to be and who you want to be. Because if you keep doing that, you will actually just end up being a nobody. You will feel like you've not fulfilled anything. When if you had just taken your traumas, taking like all the things you've been through and turn it into a positive thing the way I did. Okay, Lacoste K did not come from something extremely beautiful. It came from struggle. Lacoste K is a reflection of my growth, of how I evolved, how I mature, how my standards are now, how I view myself, how I value myself, my time, and everything. It came from failures. It came from breakups. It came from everything. And that's the same thing I want for you guys. I want you guys to understand that just because things did not go how it was supposed to be, or not how it was supposed to be, but how you wanted it to be, does not mean that it's the end of the world. Just because you did not get to continue in your medical program, let's say you want to be a medical doctor, and you fail, does not mean that the world ends. Maybe there's something better for you. Maybe God has called you to be something else. Maybe God wants you to be a motivational speaker. Maybe he wants you to be a business person. Maybe he wants you to be in real estate. But because you're so stuck on what you wanted, you're not even looking at what could be. You're not even taking the lesson that needs to be taken from that experience and turning it into something that will make you evolve, make you glow up. If I were to stay stuck on what I was hurt about last year, I would not have Lacoste K. I would not be the Kate with standards. I would not love myself the way I do. I would not value myself or respect myself the way I do. But because I took the lessons that needed to be taken from those experiences, I'm here speaking to you guys. I'm here educating you guys on how you should respect yourself and how you should take whatever, baggage that you had from whatever relationship or whatever job or whatever program that you filled out or whatever thing that happened that did not go right, whatever family issue. You take the lesson, you apply it to yourself and try to, you learn from it so you don't repeat it again. And then when you don't repeat it again, you glow up. That's how people blow up. That's how people become rich. That is how people become successful. That is how people evolve. And that's what I want you guys to understand. Anyways, all to say that you should stop comparing yourself to others. Stop looking at the neighbor next door. Stop trying to be like, oh, they're doing this and I'm here and I'm this. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know if they're doing something illegal. You don't know if what they're doing is actually what you're supposed to do. So focus on yourself and trust the process. Trust the process. Stop trying to associate yourself with people that are not even they don't even have the same mindset as you. They don't even want to be where you want to be. If you're someone, you want to start a business and you're hanging around people that are junkies, listen, the balance is not balancing, okay? Hang around people hang around people that will educate you on the things you want to learn, not people that will bring you down and drain you. And again, stop trying to be like someone else, okay? Be true to yourself. You have a purpose, you have an assignment. There is something God has brought you here for. And listen, you are not brought into this world to be like Jackie next door. You were brought into this world to be you. So be true to yourself and embrace everything. Embrace your flaws. Embrace all of the losses you will ever have, because trust me, maybe 10, 20, 30 years from now. And also stop looking at the time. I know it's stressful to say. I know I'm saying this, and I know if it took me 20, 35, 50 years to become who I want to be, I would be panicking. But like, it is what it is. Okay. And this is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope that you guys stay true to yourselves, that you guys embrace everything, because trust me, all of the challenges, all of the things that you will go through, especially if you're going through it now in your teens or in your early 20s, just know it's building you for who you are meant to be in the future. Okay. People that don't go through what you're going through now will have to go through it later on in life, and it's a lot harder. So embrace the fact that you're going through it now and learn from the experiences. When someone is fake to you, when someone treats you bad, when someone bullies you, when someone betrays you, don't just see it as, oh my goodness, this person really hurt me and I'm just gonna stay in this like shell. No, it's okay to cry. It's okay to release your pain, your anger, but don't stay stuck on that situation. Move on to the next. Try to understand why that happened and what were the signs that you missed along the way, so that you don't repeat the same mistake. And that is how you evolve. So anyway, this is it for the video. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow my Instagram at Lacoste_K, and comment if you really enjoyed it, and tell me what type of videos you guys want to hear from me. So that is it, and bye.